Although Ducati won the Triple Crown in 2022, the path to taking the Riders' title back to Bologna has not been straightforward. In 2020, when Jorge Lorenzo and Dani Pedrosa had already retired, Valentino Rossi was struggling on his M1, and Marquez was injured and out for the season. Many thought it was a no-brainer, and Ducati would finally take the Riders' crown. But the Desmos Adichie was really tire-hungry that season, and could not make the rear tire last the entirety of the race distance. The tension between Gigi Dall'Igna and Andrea Dovizioso only made matters worse. Before that, since the 1000cc engines were introduced in 2012, their competitors always seemed to have extraordinary riders, which made winning even more complicated. Whether it was because of Marc Marquez or Jorge Lorenzo or Casey Stoner, somehow, the Riders' title was always out of Ducati's reach. Earlier in the 800cc era, the bike itself was not very rider-friendly or versatile, and needed to be ridden in a specific way. And even when a rider was able to adapt his riding style to the Desmos Adichie, getting it to the apex while turning was no easy feat. But through all of these ups and downs, Ducati have enjoyed a lot of love and support in Italy, except for the two seasons, 2011 and 2012. Back in the day, despite the bikes changing from 500cc two-stroke engines to 990cc four-stroke engines, changing regulations, and even despite leaving the strongest bike in those days, the Honda RC211V, to jump on the struggling Yamaha M1, Valentino Rossi had won the Premier Class title every year from 2001 to 2005, but losing the title to Nicky Hayden in 2006 and to Casey Stoner in 2007 introduced doubts in the mind of the doctor. And although he won again in 2008 and 2009, Yamaha's decision to put Jorge Lorenzo alongside him did not sit well with Valentino. At the same time, the enticing combination of Ducati and Bridgestone tires, the ambition of winning with yet another manufacturer, and the dream combination of an Italian rider on an Italian machine was getting very difficult to resist for the 9-time world champion. Valentino Rossi on Ducati was a dream come true for Italy, but when even the GOAT, Valentino Rossi himself, couldn't win on board their bike, Ducati took a lot of heat from the fans and even got burned on the inside. After winning the 2022 Triple Crown, Ducati course sporting director Paolo Giabatti reflected on the difficult times they were in after Valentino Rossi had left the team, and the morale in the team was at an all-time low. Giabatti said, in 2013, the environment inside Ducati was very delicate. The main change was that Filippo Preziosi decided to leave after 2 difficult years with failed expectations from the Valentino-Ducati partnership that didn't bring the results they expected. Valentino left a lot of wounds in the organization at many levels. Normally when things go right, even personal problems between people can be managed, but when they go completely wrong and you are under extreme pressure from the press, from your partners and sponsors, and you don't make the results, easily there will be some people putting the blame on somebody else, and this destroys the team and the group. Revealing that he almost quit mid-season that year, Giabatti continued, "Looking back at 2013, if I'm honest, halfway through the season I wanted to quit. We were going nowhere. Ducati came out of 2 non-successful years with Valentino, and then we had Andrea Dovizioso and Nicky Hayden, and we were still struggling so much. The media were very negative on us, saying we were going nowhere, which was true to a certain point because we had no clear technical direction back then." Ducati CEO Claudio Domenicali, who has been with Ducati since 1991, has lived through it all, and impressively remains CEO despite the Audi takeover and the Rossi years. When asked to comment on Paolo Giabatti's statements, Claudio added, "When you take the most famous rider in Italy with 9 world titles, and you can't win, you suffer considerable damage to your image. We couldn't handle it, we took a big hit." After deciding to leave Yamaha at the end of 2010, Valentino Rossi was unable to win a title again. Do you think Valentino Rossi would have had more titles to his name had he not left Yamaha in 2010? Let's chat in the comments below. And before you leave, don't forget to hit the like button and consider subscribing if you aren't already subscribed.